Welcome everybody to Season 2, Race 1. We're here in Australia. We've had an insane qualifying session. We're in P5, probably a little bit further up the grid than I would have liked for the difficulty, so obviously we'll work that out as we go. We'll try and tweak that. We are going to go for a one-stop strategy, soft onto hards. We could try and stretch out the softs and go soft medium, but then I'd have to stretch both tyres out quite far. I don't really feel like a two-stop strategy is the best way to go either, personally. I think a one-stop on the hards for a while will be pretty good. Let's dive in to the race. Here we go. We are kind of in maybe the wrong position on the left-hand side of the grid. We are going to go for it. We do get some really good traction off the line. I don't know if I'm going to find any space here at all. And the answer to that one is definitely a big no. Someone's trying to go up the inside of us there. Not sure who that was. There is a yellow flag, and I tell you what, there is a bit of a pile-up in turn one there. Carlos Sainz has made it through. I think it was, it's Max Verstappen. He has been left. It may have been him that hit me, actually. He may have been the man that made a slight nosedive up the inside, but he is dead last right now. We need to get this car settled, because in qualifying and practice, it was taking me a few laps to kind of get used to the car. I'm assuming these front four are going to just be away from me here. I can't see us putting down too much of a challenge to any of them. The main one right now is Carlos Sainz behind us. He's the main issue for us, shall we say. We just need to make sure he's behind us, make sure he doesn't come ahead. Obviously, for our rivalry, if we can start the season off with a big win, that would be great for our rivalry. Obviously, we've lost two rivalries last year, one to Carlos and one, stupidly, to Alexander Albon, because the game decided to give me a choice between Albon, Hamilton or Verstappen. So that obviously wasn't particularly fair, was it? Carlos Sainz is probably a little bit more around about our level in terms of the car. Like I said in qualifying, if you haven't watched the qualifying video, we after the season 1 end, again I would advise you to watch the season 1 end video to see how we finished the season and where we spent all our money in R&D. We did some big upgrades, so we're fairly competitive now along the field. I think we're about 8th on the grid technically, but it's very close between us, McLaren and Renault. I think even Alpha Tauri are quite there. Obviously, you then got like Racing Point, and then obviously Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes all up the top. But no, it's interesting to see with Romain Grosjean retiring as well. So Matsushita came up to Williams. Latifi went to Haas. No idea on these driver changes. It was a very interesting one for sure. I feel like Carlos Sainz has more speed than me though. That's the only problem. I feel like we're going to have to try and take him out if we're going to beat him in this rivalry. I'm hoping we don't have any trouble like we had in Brazil. Remember with the fuel load in Brazil? We had an issue. Alright, Jeff, I'm saving my overtake button, mate, for the main straight. Sorry. God, Jeff's like, man, use the overtake. We need it. Go for it. Go faster. Here we go. Let's use it down here, shall we? It's because, obviously, we had a lot of trouble last season with the durability as well, so hopefully that's going to improve this season, which might mean we can do a little bit better in terms of applying more ERS and applying more power. I cannot even remember which sponsorship I took, so I can't even remember what I've done. I know I had to complete 100 laps in a weekend as a team. That was one of them, so we'll make sure that happens as always. But yeah, it's going to be a decent lap here actually, 126.2. We're actually sticking kind of with the Ferraris at the moment. Do I get DRS? No, I don't. Okay, it's obviously not open just yet. Oh, because the detection zone's further back, isn't it, of course. This could be an interesting race. So we've pulled out a second. Obviously, we're kind of getting towed along a little bit by the Ferraris here. Vettel's actually probably holding up Charles Leclerc here. If I can just keep a gap to Carlos Sainz, that's pretty much all I want. That is pretty much all I want, is a gap to Carlos Sainz. I have no other interest in this race than just keeping ahead of Carlos Sainz by, as much as possible. And that was a late break there, and Leclerc braking quite hard, but we should be within the DRS detection zone just around here. Can't imagine he'll pull out another 4/10. I mean, obviously the Ferraris are quicker than us, but genuinely think, to be honest, it's all to do with the cornering on our car. There's not much chance of anything else. Carlos Sainz will probably have DRS behind me as well. Jeez, okay. It's quite an intense start to the season because we're in 5th, and this is looking like a very, very positive start. Like I said, I might up the difficulty by like 3, maybe we'll go to 85 difficulty next. you know, on the controller, season 1, we were on, what was it, 90 difficulty, so we're nearly at the same difficulty on the wheel as we were with the controller, so definite improvements.
15.2 seconds.
Nick De Vries still our teammate as well, so not too sure how I feel about that. It's a bit gutting that we couldn't get another driver on board, but hey, we've invested in the simulator and stuff for Nick, so hopefully he'll improve as a driver. Even if he just scored like 1 point, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy just for 1 point. That's all I would love. It's just a single point would be great. 1/10th place would be great from Nick De Vries. We're kind of sticking with the Ferraris here. I've got to say, I'm having quite a good drive though. I haven't made a single error so far, which is always a positive. Always a positive to see that. I mean, Carlos is right behind me. The Ferraris are starting to edge a little bit clearer. They are starting to edge a little bit clearer of me, but we're kind of keeping within touch. If I can keep within a second, I can get DRS to kind of tow me along. I just can't see me pulling away from Carlos Sainz enough to get a second over him. Because once we have over a second of hit on him, he doesn't get DRS, and if I'm within a second of Charles Leclerc, I can fly away from him, really. God. You can see here, though, look, the straight line speed isn't there for us. And I've got DRS and ERS on full, and we're kind of matching them when I've got everything kind of going for me, but I mean, that's absolutely everything on the go. We can't keep that up every single lap, can we? Just need to get away from Carlos. That's all we need. Oh god, I don't really want to try to even think about a dive bomb on the Ferrari, because realistically, is my battle with them? Not really. We're pulling away from Alex Albon as well, and I don't know where Max Verstappen is in this whole race. I'm not actually sure where he is on the mini-map, to be totally honest with you. He is at the back, but he's actually overtaken a Williams there, which isn't ideal for them. And I'm guessing that was just from Max smacking it. I'm sure he must have hit me on the first lap. That must have been what happened. We'll have to see. We're lap 5, we're coming round again, and still got Carlos Sainz right behind me. We are losing ground to the Ferraris, only just, but some of these corners, if I get these right, we're not in a bad position to try and get a bit closer to him, but I think we're slowly running out of DRS space here from these cars ahead. They are slowly running out. The only good thing here is I can really go quite late on the brakes here and try to keep within that detection zone, but it's not looking great, is it, at the moment? And that's a long way around there. We are nearly a second down now. We're trying to get. I need a second over Carlos Sainz, really, but
the gap to the car ahead is increasing by a few tenths per lap.
The good thing is, if I get a bit further behind him, it allows me to brake a little bit later as well. I've gained. Oh, I did have a second to Carlos Sainz there, but must have messed that up quite badly straight away then. It's a good drive so far, though. I have to be honest. I don't think I've made any mistakes so far. Maybe one or two slightly deep on the brake corners, but other than that, we're looking fairly good so far. Another green sector for us is always good. I feel like ERS on this track you can use quite a lot. We are just over a second away now from Carlos Sainz, which is a fantastic start. I'm trying to use my ERS just to keep that 1 second, but I don't know if he's using some battery charge as well, because he's trying to stick with us. He's trying to stick with us. I don't know if he's got DRS again or not, but I'm going full send this lap to try and get away from him. Doesn't look like we're going to be sticking with the Ferraris for too much longer. It's more the cornering that we're doing quite well on. We are doing quite well with the cornering.
Be aware, we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of probably earlier than expected, because I have been driving the wheels off of this car in the first part of this race. We are still within DRS again. Look at this though, this has got to be it surely. ERS is up for the lap. That's not good. That's where we lose our time now.
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the hards.
Looks like Charles Leclerc has made a pass on Vettel, and Vettel locked up there, and these two are side by side, and this is actually going to allow me to maybe make an attempt on Sebastian Vettel here. Just going to let him know that I'm there. I'm not going to try anything yet, but just going to see if we can maybe get the good old switcheroo. But I think Carlos is going to get back within a second of me again now, whilst these two are fighting. They're slowing me down. I'll tell you, that was a great run out of that corner to to try and get near Vettel, but it's awkward when you can't see where you're braking at all. We are away from Carlos by a second. Oh, a bit wide there, didn't help. I was going to say, we're kind of on the verge of that 1 second gap to Carlos, but wrong button. I was going for that ERS out the corner and hit the wrong button there, so that's not ideal. Doesn't help me. Gets me all out of shape for the corner as well. And Carlos is definitely clawing his way back in. It's just over half a second now. The thing is, I don't know that this section here. Ooh, that was awful. It's awful. I'm quite surprised they didn't get a corner cutting warning, to be totally honest with you, but there we go. They've seen a bit of leniency. There's no change in the weather for the race. It's just that it was sunny with a bit of cloud, so hopefully the track stays like this, because we're having quite a good drive so far as we come round the final corner here to come round and complete lap number 7 as Vettel does touch on the grass a little bit there. We do still just about have DRS. We're really pushing our luck here with DRS.
Behind is 19.6
miles ahead of Nick De Vries at the moment, absolutely sailing away from him. I think it's only a matter of time before Carlos makes an attempt on our position here. It's got to be, surely. The two Mercedes are miles ahead. Absolutely running away with it, as they kind of did last season, and they do in real life every season, so it's going to take us a couple of seasons, I think, to be challenging for the title, but you never know. We do plenty of effort in the practice sessions, get as many R&D points as possible. You never know. You never do know. I'm going to try and get 1 second ahead here, because we are close to that 1 second, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull out just enough just yet, are we? No. He might have saved some of his battery for that segment there as well. I think we've lost DRS on Vettel, so those two Ferraris are now going to pull away from us. Well, it's about the only thing that was really holding us kind of within touch. Albon is right behind Carlos Sainz as well. It's not ideal at the moment, is it? Still no one into the pitch just yet. The only other option is if these guys do a 2-stopper and I'm doing a 1-stopper. We shall see.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
Jeff wants me to box this lap, but I feel like I could get another lap out of these tyres. Oh, maybe not. I'm 50% wear now on those tyres, so probably not a bad idea to go for that. It's not like we're in traffic or anything, that's the only thing. I don't want to be released, I don't want to release into traffic, that's the only problem. So if they're right behind me, I don't want them to box me in at the pits. That was a really good section there. We pulled away from Carlos Sainz there, actually. Actually,
is leading the race.
We've pulled away from Carlos by quite a lot through that first sector. Strange. Oh, then he's caught me straight back up again. Sometimes I'm not sure if the telemetry kind of times are actually accurate. Look, 1 second, and then he all of a sudden comes eating back at me. Crazy stuff. Nick De Vries is way back there in a kind of world of his own as well, isn't he? I've just seen him on the mini-map. Seems quite far back. Oh, God. Oh, God. That was not clever at all.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Cheers, Jeff. We'll go for it. We'll go for a pit stop. Hope that we can get a clean pit stop. It looks like Vettel's coming in as well, so that's kind of, is that not really encouraging? But I think Carlos is in behind us as well, actually. Carlos is behind us. There's quite a few people in the pits here. This is the thing that worries me the most, is pitting, because we're right down the end. We are out. Oof. Okay, so we've had a really 1.9 second stop.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled
We've
pit
gained
stops.
time. 1.9 seconds. That is absolutely mental. How on earth have my team done a 1.9 second pit stop? Oh, Nick, why are you trying to put Nick's right behind me? I don't really want to damage him, that's the only thing. Nick, please don't try and push me here. Well, Hamilton and Vettel are both on hards, so they're going to be there for the whole race, I think, as well. I don't really want my teammate right behind me. That's making me a little bit nervous. Oh, yellow flag up ahead. Someone's come off, have they? Someone's come off, have they? Who's that going to be then? What's going on? Is that behind me or is that ahead? Oh, it's green flag now. Not quite sure what's happened there. There's been some sort of collision, which we're coming into. Oh, Giovinazzi. There he is. He's out the race. Giovinazzi.
Okay, clear.
He's done quite well to pull off to the side there, in fairness to him. I don't really want Nick de Vries right behind me. I've got Carlos Sainz just behind him as well. Could do with Nick holding up Carlos, to be fair, just for half a lap would be great. Just to get me a second clear of him would be perfect. We're not going to be close enough to Sebastian Vettel here, as I assume Nick will probably jump into the pits here. I think he does. Okay, so he's actually held him up to 1.4 seconds.
Coming in for his stop.
Okay, we've passed a lot of cars here. P9. It's difficult to tell where you are, to be fair, because obviously a lot of people are pitting, a lot of people aren't pitting yet, so Giovinazzi's still on the side of the track there. Some cars might be going, well, other cars have still got to stop, so we were basically P5. I'm assuming we'll probably end up staying around P5. I think that's where we'll be kind of lucky if we can get P5. It's a green sector as well, which is great.
The gap to the car behind is 2.9 seconds.
So we've actually kind of dropped Carlos Sainz here. Maybe Carlos going for a little bit of a kind of save your energy, save your fuel kind of part of the race here. Him and Lando stuck together there. Maybe because they're battling each other, maybe that's slowed him down a bit, I don't know. We do have DRS, I don't think we're going to get close enough to keep it though. For the next, if I can keep with Vettel and just keep DRS for a lap or two, that'd be great. That would definitely tow us along nicely. It says we're 0.9 seconds behind. We might just about, you know. We do have DRS again, which is perfect. So all I really want is just DRS as long as possible. Just keep dragging us through, and we're going to get a green lap here for us. Oh no, we're not. It wasn't a great lap for us. The first two sectors were great. Sector 3 was not a good sector. More DRS, and Perez has got ahead of Sainz. Come on. That's what we want. Someone else in between me and Carlos, just to slow him down even more. He's 4 seconds adrift, which is absolutely fantastic. We're up to P8 now, which is great. And, you know, if we can avoid any mistakes in this race, we're looking pretty golden at the moment. Just kind of have to see it round. I don't think we're racing Vettel, to be honest with you. We're just kind of hanging with him because we've got DRS. It's kind of the only reason we're anywhere near to him, I think. And that mental pit stop, 1.9 seconds for a stop, was absolutely crazy. Okay, so Perez has pitted as well. We're now pulling away from Carlos Sainz by quite some way. And this time we are over a second away from Vettel, so now we'll probably expect to start falling away from him. I think there's a Racing Point leading the race, actually. Who I'm assuming he's got to pit. There's at least 3 cars that surely need to pit in front of me. Unless something's gone horrendously wrong. But, you know, we had arguably one of the fastest stops I've ever seen in my life. But there's an Alpha Tauri, actually, that's leading the race. Oh, this time we're back within DRS for Vettel here. Okay. We're going to pass a Racing Point, that's Lance Stroll. Now we're up to 7th. Okay, here we go then. Up to 7th. We do have DRS again here. Crazy stuff right now. Carlos Sainz 4.2 down. So this could arguably be a very, very solid start to our rivalry with Carlos Sainz. Just one race in. It could be a great start. See, we're losing ground to Sebastian Vettel here I say quite quickly. I genuinely think it's the straight line speed we're struggling with, but the cornering is quite good. We do have a major and a minor chassis upgrade coming. I think we've got a minor aerodynamics upgrade coming as well, and a major powertrain. So I think there's 4 upgrades on the way, which once they all get fitted, I think we jump to about the 5th best team on the grid. We really leapfrog a lot of people if they all come in. We'll have to just wait and see if they do or they don't, though, because that is some way off just yet. Perez is kind of gaining on us. He's on the medium tyre. Now, I don't know if he'll be going soft, medium, soft, because I think soft, medium is quite a tall order in the Aussie Grand Prix, but we shall see. He might be able to make it stretch, I don't know. he may well be able to make it stretch. I'm not too sure if he will though. It's a long way to push those mediums. You know, as we're pushing hards for quite a long way, he might go for it. I don't know. Let's see. Right, one more. Let's complete this lap here, and then we're up to P5 now. So that's Ricciardo and Gasly. I think we're in the pits there. So that's 2 places back, and we are in position now. I think behind the 2 Mercedes and the 2 Ferraris. Charles Leclerc is actually in second at the moment. I think splitting those 2 Mercedes. Vettel is a million miles behind them, really. You know, 3 seconds behind. It's quite a long way for them. 1.6 to Vettel now, so we are losing ground. We're up to nearly 5 seconds ahead of Carlos Sainz. So we're having a really good stint on the hards, actually.
Our gap to the car in front is 1.8
The best thing
seconds.
about the hard tyres is I use them a lot in practice, because when my sponsorship is like, oh, I'll do 30 laps in practice, during normally sort of P2 or P3, I'll just, normally P2 actually, I'll whack on a set of hards, get them to fuel me up to like 15 laps and just do 15 laps on the hards. So, because that gets, you know, half of them done, half the laps done then, and I just have to hope that Nick does a few laps alongside me and we're golden. But we may have to run in lean fuel soon, but Sergio Perez is really pushing for me here. He is really pushing hard to try and catch up to me. He's really pushing, actually. Really pushing hard. He's down to 1.5. Lost about half a second in that lap, actually, because even Carlos has crossed a little bit. So we're going to need something a little bit more just to keep Perez at bay. I feel like Perez surely needs to pit again, though. I could be totally wrong, though. I have to run lean fuel just for a sector or 2 here, just to make sure. I don't really want to risk it. Vettel's now 2 seconds clear of us, so losing ground to Vettel quite comfortably. If I stick lean fuel just for a little while, it should just help us build up and maybe get to like 0.3 just to make sure. It's always better to have a little bit of spare fuel just in case, you never know. And there might come a stage at the end of the race where we try and push really hard and we want to run in rich fuel for a lap or 2. We're not going to get fastest lap of the race, surely. I think that'll do, 0.25, that'll do me nicely. Build it back up. I just don't like running too low on fuel, just in case. 1.1 now to Sergio Perez. Looks like he's going to be the man that will probably put us under quite a lot of pressure. We'll have to wait and see. Not a bad section there, but he's now within DRS as well. So it is not looking great at the moment with that racing point blaring in behind us. We've saved quite a bit of ERS as well, but maybe I should do an ERS saving lap. But it's not looking great at the moment. This could be a battle, but I don't know if he's finished all his stops. That's the only thing. I'll have to ask Jeff in a bit, see what happens. But here we go, back into the home straight. Let's have a little cheeky pause on here as we come across the line to complete lap 15. We are currently in P5. Now, everyone else has gone soft hard, but Perez has gone soft medium, which makes me think he's going to go to softs again at the end of the race. I think he's got another stop. These guys have gone medium hard. They're kind of ones that probably shouldn't have. Giovinazzi's out. Nick is in 17th. So I don't know, you know, maybe Lance Stroll does another stop. No one else really. Just looks like it'll probably be Stroll, who's gone soft medium. Max is soft medium. And then potentially Perez, but Nick not too far away from the points, but he's up to P17. At least he's beating a few people, mainly because he's got that Red Bull of Max Verstappen behind him. Can we score some good points? Can we push any harder? I don't think we can get a podium, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Any retirements, any engine trouble could benefit us, but we'll see you for the second half of the race very soon. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave some comments, and I'll see you next time.